Hey everybody, this is David from G4 Guitar Schools with another video lesson, and in today's lesson, as you just seen, we're going to be looking at the classic song Wish You Were Here from the album Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. This is a really great song. David Gilmour excels himself in writing a really classic intro line with some pretty simple chords, which we're going to look at, and using a pretty simple scale, which we're also going to look at. Okay. So we're going to need a G chord. Okay. And this is going to be the Nashville G played with our third finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, little finger on the 3rd fret number 1 string. Okay, regular G chord with those two notes at the top. Okay. The second chord we're going to need for it will be the E minor 7 chord, again played with a Nashville voicing with these two fingers in the same place as we have for the G, coming over and placing fingers 1 and 2 on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the 4th string. So those are the chords, okay? G, okay, to E minor 7, okay? We then will also need an A chord, played like this. Okay, and I'm playing it with my 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers on the 2nd fret of the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. You could also play it another way with your 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers on the same fret, same string. Two different voicings, exactly the same chord. Okay, so those are the chords we need for the intro. Okay. So let's take a look at the scale we're also going to need. And the intro starts like that. So the scale he's using is a G major pentatonic scale, okay, and we're going to play that starting from the 3rd fret of the 6th string with the 3rd finger. And if we play the whole scale, okay, let's just review that to make sure we know what we're looking at when we get into this. So 3rd finger, 3rd fret number 6th string, open 5th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, open 4th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 2nd finger with the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 2nd string, 3rd finger 3rd fret 2nd string, open number 1 string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret number 1 string. Okay, now although we don't use all those notes in the intro, it's useful that we can see. There's our scale. So we can put these notes in reference to the scale we're using. It's easier to break down exactly what's going on. Plus also when we learn this thing, we'll be able to take it and use it in other songs and use it in other licks ourselves. So that's one of the keys of actually learning what's going on in a song, as opposed to just learning the notes and the shapes. If we dig in a little bit further and understand exactly what's going on, then we can borrow licks and bring them into our own playing. Okay, so let's start putting this thing together. We're going to take a look at the very first lick, which sounds like this. Okay, so that's the piece we're going to work on right now, and it starts with a little lead-in line playing the G major pentatonic scale. Okay, that's our line there. So it starts here on the 3rd fret of the 6th string with our 3rd finger. Pick that note, it's a G note. Open A string, number 5 string, and then we hammer on with our 2nd finger to the 2nd fret on the A string. That's the sound we want. When we say a hammer on, if you're not familiar with it, hammer on from a guitar point of view is very, actually the word describes it pretty well. We're hammering down with our finger and using that action, not the pick, to make the note. So we hammer onto that 2nd fret on the A string. So we have 3 notes. We pick the 3rd fret 6th string, open A string, hammer on for our 3rd note, and pick the open 4th string. There we have it, okay? Again, a little bit slower. That's the first piece to look at, and then we finish that up with our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string for the note of E. And that takes us in to be able to place that 2nd finger on the 2nd fret 4th string and use that as kind of an anchor finger to get our fingers into the E minor 7 chord, which we're going to strum. Okay, so a little lead-in line starting from the G note here takes us into the E minor 7 chord. So I would say that's a good place to start and slowly start putting that together. So when we made it to the E minor 7 chord, we'll do a strumming pattern of, okay, and this little motif, this strumming pattern, accompanies us through pretty much the whole intro that we're going to be playing. And we're going to play this pattern 3 times, okay? That's on the 3rd time we finish on the strum. Now, finishing on the strum of the E minor chord, we then play a line starting on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So we're walking backwards down this G major pentatonic scale from the 2nd fret of the 4th string. 2nd fret 4th, open 4th string, 2nd fret 5th string, open 5th string. Again. One more time. So we put that on the end of the E minor chord. And this note of the 5th string being open is a note of A, and that leads us into the A major chord, where again we play the same strumming pattern. Okay? So from the E minor chord we have walk down, A string, A chord. That's the next part. So finishing with the strum of A, we come back and we play the very first lick starting from the G note here on the 3rd fret 6th string again. Into the E minor chord. And then we play the lick again that leads us back into the A. So we've got the first lick, which takes us into the E minor, which we've learned, and then the second part takes us into the A. Okay, so let's put it together so far what we've learned. Okay, starting from our G note, E minor, minor, G, E minor, walk it down to A. I slowed down for you a little bit there, G note, E minor, walk it down to A, and that brings us to the last part. So we strum the A chord, takes us into the very last part, which sounds like this. We get that G chord. So let's look at this last part. We get in the A chord, we play the open A string, a little hammer on and pull off with our 2nd finger. Hammer onto the 2nd fret of the A string, and pull off the A string, so we get A, hammer on for a note of B, pull off the note of A. Our 2nd finger then comes over and we play the note of G on the 3rd fret 6th string, and we're going to take that G chord and strum our strumming pattern 3 times. And from there we'll take it back round again and you're back into it. Okay, so piece it together slowly, slow it down as you need to, go back, rewind this as much as you need to. Email me or send comments at the bottom if you have any questions and I will get back to you. And I hope you enjoy the lesson. Subscribe if you'd like to, that'll be great, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks so much. Bye bye.